Hi everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to the Watershed, and as promised, this is video number 2 in response to a question that we posed earlier this week called "How is catering with the Watershed different?" So we want to begin this little video segment with a little story, actually. So Jen, tell me what happened to you 7 years ago after we catered a really big wedding.
So I was catering this wedding. It was great. It was good. By the end of the night, though, I was having difficulty walking, moving, and it never stopped. So I had a hard time getting up and down stairs. I stopped being able to use my hands well, went to the doctor, and discovered that I had an autoimmune disease.
So this was whilst you were running the Watershed, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fairly big demands
Yeah.
being placed upon you, and you finding yourself with little ability to
Exactly.
actually.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh.
Thanks, Josh.
That's great. Thank you. That's excellent. Thanks.
So what happened was all of a sudden work didn't change and what I had to do didn't change, but my body wasn't cooperating. And after realizing that I wasn't getting a lot of answers, I decided that I believe in food. I believe in what food does for us, and I believe in what we talked about yesterday, and health, and that food feeds us, and that I could heal myself through food. And so I started a really strict diet, cut everything back, and had a very, very restrictive diet of just a few different things, and started little by little introducing new foods. But I love food, and food is a big part of my life, and I love flavor.
Hence the Watershed.
Yeah. And I love flavor, and the idea of having boring food for the rest of my life was not okay. So it just increased my ability to innovate and come up with new and varied ways of using ingredients and putting things together and coming up with different ways to make things amazing, but without the traditional things that you would use.
So yeah, and I think that is the word, innovation. That is a value that we stand for here and are trying to really pursue, especially in our catering side.
And one of the things that I always think is sad is when you go to an event and there is the food that everyone gets to eat, and then there's the little side plates for the people that are the special people who can't eat, and so they get their little green salad or their whatever it is that they get to have, and it's just not. It doesn't make you feel special, it doesn't make you feel wanted, it doesn't make you feel part of things. And we try really hard to make sure that we cater in such a way that you wouldn't know that there was anybody that had anything that was different for anybody else. So it could be that there's some things that are a little special and different, but it's always along the same themes, and everybody gets to participate and have just as good a meal as everybody else. Yeah.
So you'll find on our website that we call our catering customizable catering, and you won't necessarily find lots of like traditional catering menu items or that kind of menu thing that you go to click. And the reason why is exactly for that, is so that we can design a meal for you that can hopefully be inclusive for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's kind of been one of the things, and it just requires lots of innovation, which
And playing, and it's fun.
And playing, and it is lots of fun. And there'll be more about Jen's story. We're going to be unpacking that, not in this series, but later towards the end of the year. We're just going to be talking a little bit about that and how that's impacted the Watershed. But for now, I think that's probably it. That's all we really want to say. And look out for video number 3 coming up towards the end of the week. Thanks.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Bye.